Kicking off Martin Luther King Day, many people gathered in the early morning to honor Dr. King in a whole new way. For the first time, the national holiday was commemorated by a wreath-laying ceremony at the new Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial here in Washington, D.C. The ceremony, held at the foot of the Stone of Hope, featured words of upliftment from speakers such as the Reverend Al Sharpton, Harry Johnson, and Mayor Vincent Gray. Many families gathered to pay their respects to Dr. King and give the younger generation a history lesson.
When they get up in the morning, tell them about the goodness of God. So we should do the same thing for our children. Tell them day in and day out about the legacy of Dr. King.
Some also took the time to take a final look at words written on the walls of the memorial. Perhaps the one receiving the most attention is the quote displayed on the sides of the Stone of Hope. The words, "I was a drum major for justice, peace, and righteousness," were taken from Dr. King's historic Drum Major Instinct sermon delivered in February of 1968.
Yes, if you want to say that I was a drum major, say that I was a drum major for justice. Say that I was a drum major for peace. I was a drum major for righteousness.
Due to the controversy, Interior Secretary Ken Salazar has decided to have the quote changed.
Well, I think it's a great idea because we don't want the discussion about Dr. King's memorial and this monument to him to be around whether there's correctness in his quotes. We ought to get that out of the way, make sure it is absolutely correct, and then focus on really what Dr. King stood for.
In addition to the wreathing ceremony held here at the Dr. Martin Luther King National Memorial, there will be service events held around the city that will commemorate Dr. King's Day. Until next time, I'm Annalisa Gale reporting for Spotlight Network Television.